There was this abandoned warehouse that everybody knew about. I knew it had evil spirits when I first went into it, but the crack had me thinking nothing could touch me. Even the other crackheads didn't like to go in there, except the ones who had really fell off. Those ones you see standing around, just staring through the wall. But I'm up in there like, I got God's protection, I don't fear anything, but really, it's just the crack talking. I start looking around, and I find some stairs in the back. At the bottom is a steel door. This thing is big, solid, deadbolts, everything. Somebody already went at it with a sledge, but it ain't moved at all. You think, there's crackheads in there every night, and they still ain't broke through that door. That's a solid door. So where I was working at, I knew my boss had a spreader, like some Jaws of Life shit. So the next night I took it and I broke open that door. Inside was just a little room with block walls and another door. Same big-ass steel door, and there was a smell, that underground smell. But also, like how when the spirits are unclean, they make a stank, that smell. I broke open the next door, and it's a hallway with another door. I keep going through the place, breaking open doors, but it's mostly empty. Just some desks and computers too old to sell. I was like, shit. So I took the doors, sold them for scrap. Heavy-ass doors. The reason nobody got in them doors before is because a crackhead can't hold on to something like a hydraulic spreader. That thing was like $400. A crackhead will just sell the spreader. He ain't gonna fuck with those doors when he can just get his $400. I still had some discipline. I was smoking rocks, but I had some discipline. So I would put it back in the morning before my boss saw I took it. But that crack had me going, so one day I sold the spreader too. My boss never figured out it was me who took that spreader. I was so slick. Then some things happened with me and my wife, and I stopped smoking for a while. Things were going all right. She acted like I was going to see my kids, but nah. I had forgot all about that old warehouse, but just as soon as I forgot, I looked in my boss's trailer and he had another spreader. I was like, damn. I didn't even want to look at it. I had been clean for 2 months, but the crack was whispering. It got me again, and I was back down in that warehouse. I was just breaking open doors, going room to room. There was hallways, stairs, more rooms. I kept going deeper. I found a room full of cages. A real big room like a pound. I was glad because it was a lot of metal. But in the last cage at the end, do you believe the things I'm saying? I know you don't believe in God. I know you don't care about the Jews or the Gentiles. The Bible is real, but it happened a long time ago. People have forgotten. That's why they carry on like they do. They don't know. And it's just when people forget, that's when the Lord comes again. And he will punish us for all the iniquities, the evils we do. The days to come will be full of terror. The Lord will chastise us like little children. The smell was real strong in that room, that evil smell. I knew what I would find before I found it. There was some bones in the last cage, little bones, curled up in the corner, still with clothes on. I got out of there. I was gone. I wasn't never going to come back, but God, I came back and I chopped up those cages and took them all out, just kicked them bones out on the floor. I came back again the next day and broke into the next room, and there was more cages, all of them full. I was supposed to be back in my old house with my wife and kids, but I was down in that room with all those little skulls and hands. That's the insanity. It wasn't even worth that money, but I kept going back. There was always one more door, one more room, just a little more money. I ain't even think about where them bones came from. Who killed them? Who put them in cages? I didn't care. Then I found the room with bones on the walls and I was done. That last night, I was way down in there, down underground. I opened a door and inside there was just a cave. The other rooms had block walls, but this was like a mine. I shined my flashlight around, and up ahead I thought there was crystals on the walls or something. But it was bones. I mean people. Hands, skulls, ribs, all of it just put together. And it went on and on. I said, God, this is the valley of the shadow of death. I knew I wasn't scared of those spirits because they were already inside me, telling me don't worry, telling me to keep going back down in there. I prayed to the Lord to deliver me, and I got scared right there. The spirits came out of me, and I got scared. I won't lie, I was crying, just shook up. I knew I wasn't alone in there. I could feel the evil one down in that tunnel. It was all power in the dark. The spirits of all those dead people were all formed together to form up into the body of the evil one, formed into a beast. It wanted me to bow to it, to bow to the idol. I didn't bow. I ran. I was gone. That was my moment of testing. I didn't bow, but for a minute, for a little minute, I could feel all that power. And I smelt another smell, different from the other rooms. I remember, my daughter is more grown now, but when she was little, I'd feed her applesauce. I'd be thinking about her when I smell it. I smelt it then, coming out of the dark, and God, I wanted to bow.